Hello and welcome to Inside Line. I'm Stephen Otley and I'm joined this week by Matt Campbell. In this edition we'll look back on our epic road trip in the new VF Commodore and some interesting new technology. But first, our internet burnout. Now this driver was lucky to avoid a fatal accident when a traffic jam caught him by surprise. It was scary stuff, wasn't it, Matt?
It certainly was. I have had similar experiences, but at nowhere near that speed. That was just sheer luck that guy got out of that alive.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, this is shocking that there was nothing to warn him.
I know, but sometimes, the road is unpredictable.
Yeah. Now, last week we wrapped up our Around Australia road test in the new Holden Commodore. Now, what were your highlights, Matt?
Well, I'd never been to Western Australia, Steve, so that was a highlight for me, and seeing just how expansive and vast the landscape is there. I mean, you can drive for hours and not see anything. It's quite amazing. It's
amazing once you do get out there in a car. You can drive for hours and hours without seeing a corner. Like it's just the vastness, like you say, is just amazing.
And one of the best bits was when we got to Northern Territory and we could up the speed a little bit. And up to 130 k's an hour, which made our days shorter, and I think it's a thing that maybe the rest of the states and territories should consider.
Yeah, and actually I found it made me a bit more alert and aware of what was going on and what's on the road, and paying a bit more attention, which I think, again, is another good thing.
Exactly, and you might not consider that, if you're driving faster, you will be paying more attention, but your brain is working harder as well. So, and other things that were good about the Commodore were the seats. I really liked it, and just the interior in general.
Yeah, the interior is a big step up from the VE, isn't it? I mean, they've lifted the bar there massively, and it feels like a genuine luxury car now.
Yeah, exactly. And with the addition of the new MyLink audio system and SatNav, it worked relatively well. So
yeah, it's great, that MyLink. I really, kudos for Holden for doing it. Obviously it's already in the Barina and the Cruise, but I think in Commodore it really comes into its own. The ability to stream smartphone apps, for us was great. Coming down the East Coast, we got on the Pandora and listened to radio and experimented with that. So, I mean, it's great that Holden's actually, pushing the limits here, because this is really what the car industry's headed towards, isn't it?
Exactly right. I mean, it's great when you've got mobile coverage as well. Otherwise, you're in a bit of trouble.
Now, speaking of technology, there have been 3 advances from Volvo, Ford and Audi that should make motoring easier. Tell us a bit about them.
Well, the first one is a Volvo valet parking system. So basically you stop, drop your car off, go and do your shopping, and your car will actually find a parking spot for you.
Yeah, that's cool. Now, I saw a system like this a few years ago with Volkswagen, where you send it off with your mobile phone, you bring it back with your mobile phone, but the system was huge. It filled up the whole back of a Passat station wagon. So obviously the technology's advanced a lot since then.
Exactly right. And they're saying that this is going to be in a production car next year. So in the new XC90 SUV, which will be great.
Yeah. Now the second technology that we had this week is Ford's what we called X-ray vision. Which is basically car-to-car communication.
Exactly right. So if you're driving a car and there's something happening in front of you that you can't see, it'll be able to tell you and warn you of, say, a car 3 cars ahead that's hit the brakes.
So our friend in the internet burnout needed that.
Exactly right, yeah.
Now, the third and final one we've had is Audi's developing this system with the traffic authorities in Berlin. Hopefully they can spread across the world, which basically takes the guesswork out of traffic lights.
Exactly right. It'll tell you how to time your run so you don't have to stop at a red light, and also if you do stop at a red light, how long you'll be stopped there for.
Yeah, right. Now, this technology is great, but it does make me wonder, are we going to get slack and lazy behind the wheel? Is it really going to make us better drivers?
Well, there's an argument that we will be dumbed down by this sort of technology, but, I think within reason it could be quite beneficial to most people's lives.
Yeah, well, I guess it's a double-edged sword, but time will tell.
Exactly.
Well, that's it for this week's edition. As always, for your motoring news, reviews and videos, visit drive.com.au.